Almost everyone has heard of cupping therapy by now. Some people have a really good impression of it. Some people have a not so great impression of it. It really depends on the situation, the kind of cupping you received, whether you had a good effect from the treatment or not. All of these things are going to impact your impression of cupping therapy. Of course, what impacts a lot of our impression of cupping therapy are the very famous visual impact that cupping therapy has. And for some people, those cupping marks aren't that appealing. They don't necessarily want to have cupping marks on their body. Now, cupping is the kind of treatment that it's very easy, right? A lot of people are buying cups and applying them to the body and doing cupping treatments and getting quite impressive results from them. Some people are practicing cupping professionally with a very limited amount of knowledge or training about cupping therapy. And quite frankly, that can be a little bit dangerous. Because cupping is so effective, it means that it can also cause harm. And this can be a little bit of an issue when we are professionals. Our clients have put their trust in us. They put their trust in us that we are careful, that we have learned the things that we're practicing on them, and that we understand it really well. And cupping is no exception to that. In fact, cupping has even more cautions and contraindications than a lot of other similar treatments. Because of the negative pressure, because of the suction that we're creating in the body, we can impact beyond the surface level of the body, but internally in the body as well. So we need to be really careful with things like blood pressure, high blood pressure, low blood pressure, digestive problems, pregnancy, any kind of circulatory issue. And now post-COVID syndrome is another concern that we have. We have to be careful with the elderly, we have to be careful with children, we have to be careful with people who have autoimmune disorders or chronic conditions, because we can create an impact on them that it could be too much for them. And so we have to gauge our treatments based on that. Depending on the kind of person and the kind of injury, we may apply our cups at a different depth, or we may apply them in different techniques. We could move the cups, we could leave them stationary. These are all techniques that we can apply, but when? When do we use one technique and not the other? Well, this is what I am showing you in my signature training, Cupping for Manual Therapists. When we do this course, we're going to teach you about the history of cupping therapy. We're going to talk to you about all the different types of cupping vessels and what they're used for. We're going to talk about the different types of cupping, the different styles of cupping, explain to you so that when your clients get on your table and they start asking you questions, you have answers for them. You can confidently move forward with your treatment, understanding and knowing that you're performing a safe treatment and that your treatment is going to be as effective as it can be. Because let's face it, cupping is super easy. Anyone can apply cups to the body. Anyone can buy a set of cups off of the internet. But those treatments are only going to be more effective if you have proper techniques, if you're using the appropriate technique for that person's condition. So we like to support people in increasing their education. And I work with acupuncturists and massage therapists and naturopaths and osteopaths and physiotherapists and occupational therapists, and everyone has a different style of working, which is great. Cupping can work in all of those modalities in so many different ways. And you can learn how to perform cupping in a way that works for your treatment style. But it's important first to get a solid foundation. So if you want to join me in my signature program, Cupping for Manual Therapists, it's our level 1 course, and it's going to teach you all of the foundations of cupping therapy. And then from there, you can go on and build out your cupping therapy practice any way you want to. If you want to specialize in fertility, you can do that. If you are a sports medicine person, you can do that. If you're a massage therapist, we're going to teach you moving dynamic techniques. If you do yoga or Thai massage, we're going to teach you great movement and dynamic cupping techniques for all of that. Once you have our foundational training, the sky is the limit with cupping therapy. So I hope that you'll come on board and you'll join us in our level 1 basic training so that you know you're practicing cupping safely and effectively for your clients. And then you can move forward into the whole big wide world of cupping. Don't forget, just click the button below and we'll see you in our online training.